it to respect the sacrifice for truth, and I still go out of my way to shake a veteran's hand and tell them thank you.
Hey folks, welcome to our 14th installment of our casual conversation. Aaron, Amanda, Trudy, thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Today we're actually going to have a special guest, but right now let's go through our intro first. As y'all know, I am Robert Santos, and I am your congressional candidate running for the Republican nomination to go against and unseat our current congressman, do nothing, lying, crying, Tim Ryan. So right now, let's get all this up and about. I'm going a little slow today, so all right. We got an alert. All right. As everyone knows, before we start anything out, we let everybody know about the absentee ballots. It's crunch time. Make sure you guys go ahead and contact your Board of Elections. Print off your absentee ballot request forms. If you're having issues, let us know. Our team will drop some off for you. We'll do everything I can to make sure that you are able to vote. You can go down to your Board of Elections, grab one there. They have them. Fill it out right then and there. It takes about 2 minutes. Drop it in their inbox, and then be sure to get your ballot ASAP. If you guys are having issues with your ballot, definitely get a hold of us, and we'll do what we can. We have to be a little bit of give the Board of Elections a little bit of leeway. This is definitely an unprecedented election that's going on. This is nothing that anyone prepared for, so they are hard to get a hold of. But they're working diligently. They're working from sun up to sundown to ensure everyone's issues with the absentee ballots are actually being handled. With that being said, we'll go into our quote of the week, which is from Franklin D. Roosevelt. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. This goes in twine with what we're going to talk about today. And no, we're not going to do any more Dracula impressions. Okay. I do want to thank Frank. He's actually from Auto Pros. He actually does a lot of. He's a local business. He actually donated me this coffee mug. We'll spin it around. I actually broke mine the other day. So I contacted him. He was a good guy. Asked him if he had a coffee mug. He's like, yeah, absolutely. So we got one. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'll be drinking a lot of coffee from it. My Marine Corps one, actually, the handle broke. Cut my finger on it. Kind of hurt. So thank you so much for that. He's a great guy. We'll plug his information on this link later. I do know there's a few individuals who know him well. Angel is one of them. By all means, definitely, if you have the link to his website, pop it on there. He's a great guy. Does a lot for the community. So, Frank, definitely thank you. Matthew, Art, Michael, thank you. I definitely appreciate everything everyone's done. It's only about 12 more days, 13 more days. Yeah, pretty much it's right there. We're at the going over the hill. Now, if you guys haven't noticed, I changed my emblem right up there. This coincides with our special guest that we have today. If those of you don't know, I have been endorsed since the beginning by Bikers of Trump, Ohio. I've been working diligently with John Whitwer. We're going to get him on here, and we're going to talk about what needs to get done. And if you guys have any questions for him or for me, we'll be more than happy to answer it. So let's see if this dual video works. Again, new program. If there's any issues, glitches, let us know, and we'll definitely make adjustments for next time. So right now, we'll add him to the stream. Here we go. John, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing, sir? How you doing tonight, brother?
I'm doing fine. Thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it, and everything Absolutely. You and Bikers of Trump have been doing have been outstanding. If you guys don't know, I think it was last month, John, you guys did like a food drive, and you're trying to do another one. So
yep.
It's definitely
we're getting ready to work on that. I put a filler out yesterday on that, brother, and I know you're all on board with that. And as soon as I get it organized, we'll be in touch and get it out there for sure. But yes, thank you for mentioning that.
Yeah, that's outstanding. I mean, the fact that this shows,
and that's going to be a BFT events. We're actually going. We got a Thursdays or Fridays. Sometimes they hand out free food up on our square in Mansfield, Ohio. What we're actually going to do is me and Kool-Aid is another member, Big Kool-Aid. Everybody knows Kool-Aid. We're going to buy a bunch of hamburgers and coffee and water, coolers of water. We're going to give out some sandwiches, some hot sandwiches and stuff like that while they're up there getting their food. So, and we're going to take the bus up there and hand it right out the window to them. Be safe with it, show everybody our support and love, man. But that's what we're going to do for them.
That's
awesome.
That's
just one event, and then that's maybe drawing some attention to a drive to where we can get some food together, Robert.
That's absolutely. I mean, we obviously have a lot of support. This is what one of the reasons why I'm running for office is. This area has the people may act like they don't care about their neighbor or whatever, but they do. When things, excuse the language, this is going to be a very not vulgar, casual conversation with Santos. But when shit hits the fan, the people rise up and they help individuals. So Tim Ryan is one of the reasons why I'm so disappointed in him, and one of the reasons why I'm running is that the people in this area are so proud of their heritage of America, of the United States, of everything they've done, of the people, that they will come up. They could have an argument with their next door neighbor this morning, and then this evening there's a fire. They're running out there and they're helping people out. He has the best group of individuals that he could possibly have, which is why it's so disheartening that this area is on a decline economically. I mean, the education, everything is horrible. Well, not horrible, but it's getting there because we have a congressman who does nothing.
Exactly.
Now,
I mean, I knew he was going to do nothing when he stood up at the rally and walked out. I literally watched it, Robert. I was disgusted. You know what I mean? That right there told me. And then what he did, when you went to try to meet him, you don't want to talk to nobody that ain't important or that he needs. So I understand that, brother. I'm with you, and that's why I support you. I supported you from the beginning when, we're bikers here. We're trying to get a little foul mouth a little bit, and I'll keep it clean. But when you said, I'm not kissing bikers for Trump butt to get their endorsement, this came from Dwayne Hennon, and I'm going to go ahead and say his name because I think he's lacks candor, to say the least, Rob. You know what I'm saying? So, and he lacked candor straight to my face. So, and I haven't bashed nobody. I don't do all that. You know that. But it's just when you lack candor with me, you lose my vote. You're going to lose our support. You've never done that. When you said you wasn't kissing our butt, I was like, well, heck, why not? I got to meet this guy. I got to know why. And then we hit it right off. Met you right up at an event we did with Renace and all of them. Been on board ever since. Love your policies. Love what you're doing, Rob.
And that's what the people need to do. I mean, and we see it in Congress. Obviously, we have everyone being elected, and all they really do is they kiss everyone's butt to have them agree. But it's not about the organizations. It's not about them. It's not about the parties. It's about the people. And that's what we need is we need people actually elected in office that care more about the people than organizations. Now, organizations are important, especially the ones that improve our way of life. But when you just want to get involved in a group and just say, yes, I agree with everything you do. But I mean, I know pretty sure we've had a conversation. We don't agree on everything, but it doesn't mean we can't be civil. And we do agree on a majority of things, but that's what makes us Americans so great.
That's what makes constitutional Americans great. You know what I mean? And that's who if you notice Bikers for Trump Ohio, all our moderators, they all, Ed Dillard, Samantha Kay, Amanda, Colin, we just got Gil in. These guys are all support you. We've all searched out candidates and looked with each other and said, hey man, what do you guys think about these people? This BFT has gave us that ability to do that locally because, if you're more of a Trump doctrine, we're able to get on board and make sure you're who you are though. And we've done that and we've had to pull support from some people, and I haven't blabbed that or, beat them up about it, but you got to be what we need before we're going to back you. Now, nationally, if Trump said, hey, Robert Santos is my guy, they'd put you on front page BFT, national, and you'd be on there. But Ohio, you're going to have to settle with being on front page Ohio, bub.
I would
largest group in the nation.
Ohio is great, which is one of the reasons why I chose to stay here. I mean, I'm sure we've had this conversation.
We're glad you're working for us to get things changed in there. Mm-hmm. And because you're going to work a lot of your territory lands with some of my other people that we're actually backing, and so you guys are. What happens now in my area? they want to groom this next guy to take that place when this one takes this one's place. And it
Mhm.
just goes on and on and on like that, Robert. So what can you do to make sure that doesn't happen? You know, we need to get rhinos out. When you get in here, you're probably going to sniff them rhinos out pretty quick. And I can't wait to come to your office and you say, here, Bub, this is who we need to deal with.
I
Because
got my
they're
boots
going to be on
right?
blast, brother.
I would. And there's a lot of people like with it, the rhinos, they do what they can, or they do whatever it is they think is going to be needed to get votes. Like, for example, I'm going to show this here. This is something our Congressman, Tim Ryan, is actually trying to implement.
Yeah, great. Yeah, show this.
It's his bill. Let me see if I can't add this screen. All right, there we go. He's trying to amend the current stimulus package to ensure that every American 16 years and older gets $2,000. That's making less than $130,000 a year, gets $2,000 a month, and then you get $500 for every kid, up to 3. Well, right now I'm not trying to get too personal, but I barely make $2,000 a month myself, and my wife is going to school to be a nurse, so I would be getting $2,000. She would be getting $2,000, and we have 3 kids, so that's 15. So we're gonna get $5,500 a month, and that's what he wants to do. That is ridiculous.
How are we paying for that?
I wish I knew. He can't answer it.
That's my very first question, and I'm sure most smart Ohioans probably got that same question, Rob.
What I want to know is, what does someone who gets paid $130,000 need $2,000 for? I mean,
yeah, right. Exactly.
I get paid. Like I get the amount of money I get, and I'm sure I get paid more than the majority of people in our district, which is not good. And we definitely need to bring jobs here, better paying jobs for everybody. But I'm more worried about the people who get paid less than me. We're fine. But what about the people who get paid less than me? They're the ones that do need the money, or these programs, or whatever you want to name it. But not somebody who's getting paid $100,000 a year. If they're not a waitress, you're not getting paid $100,000 a year being a waitress or a waiter.
I own a small little heating and cooling company here in Mansfield.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't made $2,000 since this coronavirus started. I kid you not, man. I kid you not. You know, you could do that easy in a couple, in a week, in a couple of days on a couple of good jobs, bro. And that's how bad it is right now. So I'm with you guys hurting, man. I know how it feels, and I'm ready to open this damn state back up. I'll tell you that right now. And I'm sure Ryan's right there along with him. And I feel, being bikers for Trump, that I have to separate that what I do down at the state house with that, because Trump does, he wants us in, he wants us safe, and I understand that. And we want to follow his doctrine, and that's why I separate myself and I take off my BFD colors if I go down there and protest with them guys to open our state up. It's just respect for one, our organization, because our name's on that, and for 2, the biggest reason is Donald Trump himself. He wants us to do that. Okay, Robert.
He does, and he's got this opening America again too, which he's putting in the hands of the governors. The only thing, and I love Trump. You know how much I support him wholeheartedly. One of the things I wish he added, and I can't read in this, and I'll send this link so everyone actually has a chance to read this. But this is his 3-phase program to have states open up. However, it's giving people they're setting a date on when they can start, but they're not saying when they have to get done by. So I would like to know, like, for example, phase 1 can start May 1st, no sooner, but they haven't specified you have till the 20th.
Well, yeah. And you got to realize a lot of that's his cronies writing that too, man. He probably hasn't even got to really see that, Rob, tell you the truth. When he's tweeting out, liberate Michigan, liberate Minnesota, you know what I mean? To me, that's a rally call in my eyes. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I'm kind of disappointed he didn't say Ohio, because he will tomorrow.
I'm not going to Monday morning quarterback this, but I do know, I guess they're saying now that we have already reached our peak last month. Ohio has. Now,
we reached it 3 days before. If anybody has watched my page, Rob, you could go back.
I think we lost him. We'll wait for him to come back. But yeah, if anyone hasn't noticed that, I don't know if you can still hear me, John, but I think he's coming back on right now. Let's get my mouse over here, and there we go. All right, we got you back, buddy. John.
Sorry, buddy.
It's all right. It's computers. They're horrible.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, actually, that was me.
If I nudge
Sorry
my
to mess you.
my webcam will disconnect too, so it's all right.
I can't see how many viewers we got, but I hope I got all my people are out there watching me and help looking into this thing and checking out Robert Santos, man, because this guy's going to change things when he gets in there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. You still got the article up because it brings us down in these little boxes I can't hardly see
This
anymore.
is the I have the Trump's calls for liberation, Michigan, Minnesota.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we're still there. That. Okay. Yep. That's nice, man. What do you think about that, Rob? Him calling that out on Twitter like that, you know?
I think it's good because he's basically saying that. I mean, that's what the people want, and he said he will be the voice of the people, and that is the voice, and that's what we need at all levels. Now he knows that he's pretty much saying exactly what we say. This is a virus; it's going to be around for a long time. So, are our governors going to set precedent to say that if it peaks again, or if another virus comes out, or let's say the flu gets out of hand, are they just going to start shutting things down? We can't handle this open, close, open, close, open, close. Our economy will be devastated, and it's already going to be hard to come back from this. Now, I am not afraid of us. I know we are going to come back because look what Trump has done in the 3.5 years in his presidency from bringing us back from what Obama's been doing for 8 years. He destroyed everything. He's been doing great. I know him, his administration, the people, congressmen and women that we elect that ensure the fight for the people and do what's right for each and every single one of us and not the parties is what we need. Our economy will come back strong. I mean, we had the Great Depression. We had the
too many people, and I hate to cut you off right there, but I wonder why you had that point on there. Too many people just go with this establishment. They've seen their name for 3 years or, for 5 years. So all of a sudden they think, well, I got to vote for that guy again. Why don't people actually look into the records, man, and see what these people are doing? Go in there and look at Tim Ryan's record, guys. I mean, it's horrible. Mm-hmm. What the nurses alone, man, made me like, wow. But a semi driver can only drive 10 hours a day. Mm-hmm. I don't get that. You know what I mean? These nurses work their tails off 16, 20. You know that, Rob.
There's actually a state bill that's being pushed. This is before a great man, Don Manning, before he passed away, he was pushing a bill. I forget the name of it, but it was to ensure that, because right now nurses, obviously we know nurses are important. However, we all work long hours. We get fatigued. We make mistakes, and we don't want nurses making mistakes when they get fatigued and tired. So what it is that the nurses actually have a mandatory overtime. Now, it's not a, hey, you have Friday off and you got called in type overtime. It's you're about to get done with your 16-hour shift, and now you got to go on another 16-hour shift because the person called off. Now, I know every single nurse is willing to stay an hour or two till a replacement comes, but I don't want to get worked on or have anyone do anything to me that is tired and fatigued. Mistakes can happen. And if they do make a mistake, then they lose their license. They get held accountable. They're the ones that are going to go to jail for malpractice, all because they were forced to work a 24-hour shift. I have no problem. I understand the importance of nursing. I really do. And I don't want to leave anyone understaffed, but we definitely need to ensure that we either hire more nurses, make it easier, but still hold up to the same guidelines. Like my wife is going to nursing school, and they are strict as heck, and rightfully so. However,
I can't tell you how many nurses. I can't tell you how many nurses I've met in the last couple of weeks, Rob, telling me horror stories, and it's the HIPAA regulations. They can't even tell you that they don't see anybody in the hallways a lot, and there is hot spots and everything else. But man, what do you think about if you don't mind, what do you think about the corona? Has it been?
I know
it's been more devastating to me with the losing of the jobs and everything else and I hate to say it and sound callous, but I think it's already ran its course through the United States, bro. I'm not kidding you.
It's been here for a while. If you look at it, and I'm not trying to downgrade what anyone's decision making was at that time, because we can't Monday morning quarterback anything. However, this is a virus. I understand their reasoning for shutting things down or doing restrictions, but it's been on for way too long.
And the 3 days that
people who are old, who have other medical conditions that would pretty much cause them to even hurt even more. So my whole thing is, I get it's contagious. It's very contagious. We don't know what's going on, but the fact that what makes me upset about this whole situation is that the data has been fudged. It's been
lied, and
there. We have nursings, we have doctors, we have coroners who actually officially said that this person died from a heart attack or a fall from the sky, and they're labeling it as a corona death. And that's what's causing a lot of fear mongering, and it's ridiculous.
So let's take the total of 20,000 dead, or what they saying now, 30,000 dead, or whatever. How many of them are actually corona deaths, man? I bet you not even a quarter of them. If you really, everything that's been treated has been. I can show you, and this lady even sent me, and she told me she didn't mind me using it, but I wasn't going to put her personal information out there. Her neighbor went in with a bad hip. He fell. They listed him as corona, and they even went back up there and asked him, "Why are you listing us as corona? He broke his hip. We need to get his hip looked at." And there we go, man. He's got corona.
Yeah, it's like, so. I mean, it's
story after story. I've got more friend requests the last 2 weeks from nurses just wanting to cry their heart out, like, we can't say nothing, and I know you're not going to say nothing, but here's my story. And I mean, it's heart-wrenching, some of them. And now I've had a few to say, listen, I've been up in New York working Mount Sinai, and it is a hot spot, but we're certainly not overwhelmed. We don't have a bunch of trash on the floor and people falling out everywhere and all this crap, and people being buried in a large plot. And, that's all. Wow, people. And then,
there's a lot.
We supposed to have 90,000 in New York alone. They had ended up with 18,000. So them numbers, you're right, Robert, way off.
It's also, there's a lot of individuals. Like, I honestly think I had it, but there was no way to find out past if I did have this virus. But if they're not going to put me in that statistics, or if you have a mild case, which could become severe, if you're not going to test that individual, but you're going to make up a number. If they tested me when they were supposed to test me, and they found out I had a mild case or a moderate case and I recovered, that would lower the percentage. Now, it won't lower the deaths, and I know one is way too many, but people, unfortunately,
if people reported the right data from the health department, and these nurses and doctors actually come out and said, and there are a lot of them have, and they'll tell you straight up, you come in with, if I went to my hospital with a flu, they would say, you're here for the corona, go home and quarantine, not test me or anything. I couldn't show, even if I didn't have one system, or I had, you almost got to be close to death for them to accept you. And I did a video from our hospital and actually the security guard was there, and I asked him, I said, hey, so you guys are ran by corona, huh? He's like, no. He said, that up front there we set it up 2 weeks ago, ain't had one person in it. So, you know what I mean? There was no overflow anywhere, Rob, and that's just my point of view on that, buddy.
I mean, I think it's
we
good.
can move on to the next topic if you want to. It's kind of gloom and doom, I know.
Yeah. Well, I know they prepared for the worst, which is always good. Prepare for the worst and hope for the best, which is pretty much, we had the best so far. But I mean, people are getting.
Thank God for Donald Trump had that under control. I agree with everything Donald did, but you know what? He is not the one that told us we couldn't go get a shave. You know what I mean? I need a barber shaving my head, man. I can't do that.
I use a Bic razor. So.
You're the man, bro. But you've been doing it a long time.
I have been. I've been bald since I was fading right here.
I've been getting a straight blade for about 3 years now from the same man. You know what I mean? We go in and we camaraderie, and I like being able to spend money in small business. But yeah, I've learned to shave my own head, and man, it hurts.
I get used to it, but I want to pause for a second because I had someone actually had a question.
Awesome.
You might one of the questions was, and I forget the person's name, I'm sorry, but their question was, how do I feel about the homeless situation, and what do I want to do to help? Now, I know the homeless situation is
great topic, great question.
We do need to help out these homeless individuals, but it's kind of a touchy subject because there are a lot of individuals who they want to stay the way they are.
Bingo.
I know a few, actually. One of my friends, Christopher, I won't say his last name for privacy reasons, but he told me that he knows quite a few are homeless, that if you have to go down a trail, you talk to them, they don't want to be bothered. They don't want any assistance. So, but they're still calculated in the whole homeless data. But there are individuals out there who don't like to be in that situation, that are looking to be helped. And once they get too far into the hole, it's really hard to get out without a helping hand. I do know I actually helped out about 3 weeks ago at the our our community kitchen in Youngstown. Now, I haven't helped out the last few weekends because there was a possible corona exposure, so I didn't want to go near anyone just in case. But everything turned out fine. But I do plan on going there tomorrow and helping them out. But there are organizations out there to help out these homeless. And that what I would like to do to help out the homeless individuals is, for one, I'll pop this up here real quick, is that this right here, this every American adult that gets $2,000, a 16-year-old gets $2,000 if they worked one day that year. They don't need that. Why aren't we doing something to help out homeless? Why aren't we giving them a bath, or at least I know there's homeless shelters that do that, but some of them are over.
My thought on them, and you'll see a lot of them guys on the corner that says we'll work for food, with their sign up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you almost want to say, because we're all Trumpers, we all work, and you want to say, well, why don't you work for money? If you'll work for food and you half the time you say, hey, come on, we got to, sometimes you got to watch who you're scamming, but
yeah,
it's good to help the homeless out that need it, guys. Make sure you just know who you're helping, man, because there is a lot of them. But my thought on the homeless, brother, is it's more mental than physical. You know what I mean? That, like, a lot of them, like you said, though, you go down there, you're scared to have mess with them, they'll send you right out of their tent, or you try to talk to them, they'll scoot you right on out there. Get away from me, leave me alone. And they'll have the right to call the police and say, this guy's harassing me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They'll do that, and they have that right. But I don't get it. And we need to figure out a way. We need to figure out a way, brother, like you have. We need to figure out a way to get them some help and get people in touch with them. You're right.
A lot of them, because they suffer anxiety, depression. I think it honestly goes same thing with the veterans who are homeless. It is a gradual thing. It's a trust thing. So it's just like, hey, here's a burger, or here's a jacket, or here's a sleeping bag, here's a tent, and then build trust where they can eventually let them know, hey, we have this program, we can help you out, because there are programs out there. I worked with somebody one of the places I used to work at, and yeah, this is my straw. Sorry. One of the places I worked at, one of the employees I was talking to was saying that there is a program out there that in Mahoning County, I'm sure the other counties have the same thing too, where if you're homeless, the county will pay for your apartment. They'll get you a job. They'll pay a certain amount until you actually get back up and on your feet. And I think that's outstanding. So, there are programs out there, but the only other issue is they don't know about these programs. They don't know about it. They're not exposing to these individuals and what their programs are. And I think we need to inform them, or at least do what we can to build trust to these homeless, help them out any way we can. Now, most of them aren't looking for a handout. I was homeless for a little while when I was growing up, and I wish.
Was you really? I didn't know that, Bob.
Some of the programs right here, a little bit, yeah. But I had a single mother. She was working her tail off, and I love her to this day, which is why I'm such a fighter and I'm such a hard worker, because that's how I was raised by my mother. And I love her to this day, and I'll always do anything for her. We do get in arguments. We do, argue sometimes, but
she choose your butt when you need it.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's hard to argue with mom too much. I understand that, brother. That's all right. That's good.
But we definitely do help out these homeless, and it's just like anything. Most of them aren't looking for handouts. They just had bad timing. They got dealt a bad hand, and they just need a reshuffle, which is what we need to do. We just can't force them, drag them off the streets and say, this is what you're going to do, because you're just going to build a bigger wall between the two, and they're going to get more and more pushed away. And there'll be those individuals who are like, don't step anywhere near me, get away from me, and you can't do anything because you can't come back from it.
And some of these social workers that actually go out and work with them could probably be completely retrained on how to deal with people, man. It's like you don't treat the quarterback the same way as you're going to do the kicker. I honestly, if you want to get down to brass tacks and you got a team, you're telling each individual what they're good at, how they're doing it. You're training them along, and then you bring them together as a team, and then they perform, and you hope you do it all. You know what I mean? We need to get that mentality going on with this homeless, man. We need to get the social workers that are actually supposed to be out in the field probably should be a little more accountable.
They should be. I think a lot of them just punch through everything, kind of put the cards through, and then that's it. But not all of them. Then again, we do have.
Oh no, not all of them. But I can tell you some stories where if you've never been home, if you've been put through a 8-year college, to get your degree, and you've got pretty much silver spoon in your mouth, It's like it almost cracks me up to have to be a social worker for children's services that don't even have a kid. Okay. If you're not a dad and don't know what it's, or a single dad, how is a woman that's had a great family and good bringing understand what they've really been going through? They don't, Robert. You know what I mean? That's why dads need rights too, man.
Mm-hmm. I guess,
but
Jim, you had a question. Sorry, let me pop this up real quick. How many weeks is phase one? Honestly, it doesn't specify. Jim, it just specifies it has to start. They can't do phase one until May 1st, but it doesn't give you a deadline day to actually start. I haven't seen one. I'm sure there'll be some tweaking to this phases here shortly. There was someone that actually brought up earlier when we were actually talking, John. But yeah, there needs to be on this whole phase
by May.
There needs to be a by 2 day. Whether it's a phase one needs to be at least started by May 15th, April, June, July, August. There should be needs to be done by, but that's not in there. Hopefully that gets amended. I definitely want everything that's going on because our small businesses are suffering. I mean, we got Frank from Auto Parts or Auto Pros. He's suffering. We have the mom and pop restaurants that are suffering. We have waitresses and waiters that are suffering. We have all these businesses that are suffering. And the longer we stay closed, the harder it's going to be for these small businesses, which are the backbone of our pretty much economy, to come back.
There's so much competition out there. We can't afford to stay out of business very long. Mm-hmm. The only saving grace is we're pretty much all out of commission. You know what I mean? So we kind of got a fair shake when we get back open, I guess. But as far as us go, as business owners and things like that, but it's still going to be rough getting them clients back and getting them to open their wallet before they say, "Well, what the heck's the government going to do next to us?" Or what is what's the wine going to do? What's the wine got up his sleeve, guys?
There is actually a bridal shop owner who's suing acting over this shutdown. So there actually is a store or a business in Columbus that is a bridal. Let's see what it's actually called. The Guided Social. Can't read that. The Guided Social LLC is actually suing Acton for shutting down and specifying that their business is non-essential. Because there really was no basis on what is essential. Now, I'm not trying to downgrade anyone's business, but how is one business not essential, but another business is essential? Like, I don't understand how, and I'm all for a Second Amendment, but their training range, how is that essential? Now, I can justify why it is, but how is that essential and another business isn't? How is McDonald's essential, but not John and Smith's restaurant that's down the street essential? It's wrong. I mean, yeah, Taco Bell it's essential, but you can't. If anything, I would want to shut down the fast food, have people go to the mom and pop restaurants and help them out.
Absolutely. Any way we can. You would have thought they would have took it on themselves to do that, but big corporation ain't doing that. They're taking full advantage of this, man.
It's pretty sad. So,
and a lot of people don't realize that a lot of people suffered, but there's been a lot of millionaires made on this thing too. A lot of people are making money right now, and I hope everybody's getting back on the stock market too, man. It looks like it's booming pretty good. I haven't looked at it since a couple hours ago, but it looked like it was doing good today.
I got on there a couple times. Nothing big. It's stock market's like a marathon. You don't want to do a sprint, you'll lose money. It's a marathon. You gotta just let it go little by little. If you expect that big run, then you're gonna lose a lot of money. Jim, I hope that did answer your question though. I'm trying to scroll through some questions here. Richard, Lauren, Tom, thank you guys for joining. I know I didn't mention a lot of you for signing on, but I definitely appreciate everyone's support and signing on. Jeannie, you mentioned giving kids that kind of money when we were talking about the $2,000 a month for 16-year-olds. That is ridiculous. I'm going to tell you right now, I really was telling my wife today that I was going to cuss on my video and actually say a word, but I don't think I'm going to do it. But I mean, you're going to give my family for $5,500 a month. That's more than I make already. That is ridiculous. You know what that is? That is them trying to buy votes.
Yep.
That is
exactly.
ridiculous. So, Jeannie, I do agree. This is ridiculous. 2001. I'll tell you right now. One, if this gets
That's
passed,
a liberal move right there. That shows he's a Democrat.
These are from Democrats. It's actually coming from our Congressman Tim Ryan and another individual. I can't pronounce his name, but going on with Tim Ryan, he's just doing whatever he can to get votes because he knows, and I know it. I cannot wait till I win this primary because after the primary is over, which technically it is, but we'll find out May 8th who won the primary, who's going up against Tim Ryan. But he has got a lot of questions to answer. He did a live video earlier today, and he mentioned, let me see what he mentioned here. He mentioned quite a few things, but one of the things that drove me crazy, okay, here it is. One, I want to know if his wife works. Because if his wife does not work, then what he qualifies for, that means him and his wife get less than $260,000. So that means he's going to get $2,000. His wife is going to get $2,000. And for every kid he has under the age of 16 is going to get $500. Plus any kid he has over 16 is going to get $2,000. So you have elected officials making bank on this. A month.
You know what I call it?
A month. Yeah. So what the I want to say it, but what the
don't do it.
You know? Like how can if you make $130,000 a year, you don't need this crap. You don't. There are many other suffering individuals out there. Use the money to help out the small businesses so that way they can stay in business for when this coronavirus restrictions are lifted. They're easily capable of actually coming back instead of suffering. Because I believe 80% of all these small businesses aren't coming back. They're not. Some of them are going to have to file bankruptcy, regardless of all the benefits that they're having. They're going to. Angel,
it's a good thing. A lot of them are creative right now, man. I tell you, I ran into a guy today, Robert, and these guys, you gotta love Ohioans. They're selling stuff on the market, but then where you pick it up at is the address of their store. So you can go in there and do a little few shopping if you want to. A lot of these places, man, just per se. And there ain't no sheriff or some police going to come in there and stop you from doing so. But, yeah, I went down and bought a microphone today off of a guy off Facebook Marketplace, found out that he had a little shop in there, and it was a great idea. I thought, well, he said, hey, I'm selling it online, if they don't want to come in. But once they're here and they want to come in and spend the money. That's the good old boy club. That's how Americans do it, man. We'll trade hot dogs for gun shells, man.
Angel, you said his Tim Ryan's wife is a school teacher. Well, I know school teachers don't make much. So $174,000 a year.
They make more than me and you do, buddy.
Plus whatever a teacher makes. I mean, they make what?
And she's indoctrinating our children. I didn't know. I knew that. I hate her teaching. She's an indoctrinator, man. Most of them are right now. Anybody in the Obama era is pretty much an indoctrinating people, man.
It's ridiculous. I want to know where this money is coming from. He was actually asked this on his live feed, but he couldn't give a straight answer. A lot of these individuals can't give straight answers. We all know it's going to come from our taxes. Taxes are going to be raised up. You're going to have more things. You're going to have milk that's going to be, or it's going to diminish our dollar. We'll be paying $10 for a gallon of milk. I remember it was in 06, 05 when I was stationed in Hawaii. The gas was like $6 a gallon, and the gallon of milk was like $4.50, $5. It was ridiculous. Can you imagine what happens if we raise our taxes or we diminish our dollar? This is all it's doing. It's causing havoc, giving freebies. I mean, who wouldn't? Who would not vote for Tim Ryan? For five, you're gonna have an 18-year-old who's not working, knowing he's getting $2,000 a month for free. He's gonna vote. He or she will vote for Tim Ryan. He'll vote for an individual who's going to give money away. And then you have the individuals who are young, who have kids. So not only are you getting $2,000, they're getting $500 a month for a kid. This he wants every month during the whole coronavirus issue. So this is their way of what New York was doing, for example, how they gave all illegal immigrants driver's license. They just gave them all free pass to vote.
They need to listen to Trump on that, man, and get a voter ID going.
I'm all about voter IDs. You don't need a whole new ID card, but you can put a little picture on your driver's license.
Right on, just like they do anything else for you, like motorcycle endorsements.
Exactly.
That's real easy.
I got a veteran sticker on mine. I got a donor,
Right on.
organ donor on mine. It's like right there.
I'm with you on that, man. Yep.
I think everybody wants your Trump hair, John.
Everybody wants that. They're missing the hair, brother. I didn't know how political. They know who I am with Bikers for Trump, and I knew I was going to talk about this protest, and I didn't want to sit here and look like a full blown saying, because it is a respect thing, man, for the president and our organization, and we have the greatest organization that support Trump, man. So we're going to do what he says on that end of it. Now, as an Ohioan, we're also going to do what we do. So. And you know what? I told Angie, I said, I should take the hair tonight. And I put it on my head and was going to wear it. And I thought, forget it.
I need to find, I can't find my hat. I have a couple people that are willing to donate me a hat.
I'm glad to get you one.
Tired of seeing my bald head. But yeah, I do need a hat. I'm sorry, guys. I know it's shiny. I didn't wax it because I don't want the light to shine off it and blind you guys. But I mean, I know I have an ugly mug and everything, but it is what it is. I know we're at 40 minutes, but I definitely just want to reiterate the absentee ballots. Everyone knows it is the 17th. The 17th. We literally have 10 days to request your ballot, get your ballot, and have it stamped.
10 days.
By the post office. 10 days. Now, the post office is ridiculous. Now, I know there's a lot of people who have not got their absentee ballots. It's taken quite a while. So you need to get this ASAP because I'm pretty sure if you don't request it by the 20th, you're probably not going to get a ballot. So go down to your Board of Elections, fill it out, drop it in their drop-off box. I'm not saying don't trust.
Make sure you vote Santos.
Definitely. If you're in the 13th district, vote Santos. Get a Republican ballot.
Yep.
I don't like to mudsling the other candidates, but what have they done? You have one that doesn't live in this district, and I'm not going to hold that against her. But what has she done? She claims that she cares about each and every single one of you, but she's not doing anything. You have another one that is a millionaire because he has a business. Kudos, proud of you, building a business, very successful, outstanding. Good luck with your business that's in New York. But he's not doing anything.
He ain't here half the time anyway.
He's got the money. I wish I had the money, but I'm the only one that's actually going out there and doing my promises, which is helping the people. Bringing them groceries, bringing them Easter baskets to the kids who actually need it because the parents got laid off.
I remember back when you broke 10,000 people that you've personally talked to, man. That's doing something. That's
over 10,000 doors.
That's getting on. That's getting out there and meeting the people and seeing and talking to them.
I would do more, but obviously we're restricted. I've actually, believe it or not, I've been stopped twice, saying that this is not essential work. You can't do that. I know other candidates are still doing that. But I'm not going to risk being cited and losing money that could be provided for my family.
You guys got to do what you got to do. Nobody's going to hold that against you, man. That's all of them are doing that. We do got some shady ones, man, they promise to stop a little bit here and there. You may be getting mailers thrown out on you too by your candidates, I'm sure. So you got all these mailers going out still from candidates around here too, man, and. You got 200 people in the mail department mailing you crap. Are you going to trust that? These politicians are mailing like big mailers out, brother. Like
we filed our FEC, and we actually have only used and made. I want to say it was like $4,500 in our entire campaign for the primary. Wow. That's it, and I'm not ashamed of it. A lot of people are saying, "What the heck?"
No, that's why I brought that up.
My thing is. I have raised that much, and look what I've done with it. I want people to know that I have learned my whole life to do more with less. The more money you have, the less work you're actually going to do because you're going to let the money go.
You actually have a true grassroots campaign going on, brother. You got a lot of people that are just like me that work for a living that support you. So it's grassroots. Don't take nothing else from yourself, brother. You deserve that. You deserve that.
We definitely appreciate it. We've proven it. We've done well. The people have seen it. People have spoke. I hate to blow my head up and everything, but the people have seen how hard I've worked, what I'm willing to do for the people, and I'm not going to stop. I will work every day from sun up to sundown to fight, even during the sundown, to do what's right. I put my personal phone number out there for everybody. Everyone has my personal phone number. It's on my website. It's on my Facebook. I've been doing that since day one.
And I'm proud of you because you're one of the only candidates that actually show up and do stuff for Bikers for Trump too, man. I appreciate that. I mean, you're a member and proud to be one. We appreciate
I am
that.
proud. I got my jacket
Man.
right here. I got my biker's jacket with my logo on it. So I know I need one of those vests, but I'll make sure I get one. So I
Sorry about the dog over here. We got a dog throwing a fit over here if you're hearing something crazy in the background.
It's fine. I got the mic that actually picks up my son now when he runs around and jumping up and down. He's ornery. I think he's in bed right now because it is 8:16. But I got the mic. But yeah, no, you're
right,
fine. But I definitely appreciate everyone's support. Everyone,
that
everyone's doing. Unless anyone has any more questions, I know I may have missed a few questions. So to anyone who's still watching, I apologize. I will reread all the comments that were made, and if I miss any questions, we'll cover it on Monday. We should have another guest on Monday from small businesses. We definitely need to support small businesses. The one who donated me my coffee mug was Frank from Auto Pros, so I definitely want to say thanks to Frank for that. I appreciate it. I did drop my coffee mug. I broke it, so I needed a new one, and he's really grateful, and I appreciate it. It's definitely good. It's kept it hot quite a while.
You got some good people running here, helping you with your campaign too, there, buddy. You guys are rocking out there, man. So
I do.
hope this keeps up.
Nick Grisby, Johanna, Angel, Trudy, Brian, Bill. I mean, I can go off for like hours naming everyone that's helping, but I definitely appreciate everyone's help. No matter how big or how small, everything helps out. It is an honor to actually be here. I'm not good at being the humbleness, but it's just awesome and it's heartwarming. So I definitely appreciate everything everyone's done. So with that being said, I'm going to cut this off here because we are at almost at 50 minutes.
Good convo tonight, brother. I appreciate that, man.
No worries.
Good conversation. Hey, make sure everybody's at the State House tomorrow for me. 1 o'clock, boy. We're going to gridlock Columbus.
Tomorrow, 1 o'clock?
Yeah. We got to open this state up, man. I know, the more people look at these numbers. I posted some stuff today. Like 2 weeks ago, I was getting beat up. Oh, I hope your family get it and die. I was literally getting stuff like that because I was reporting factual information. And now I haven't got one hardly negative comment about it today, Robert. So
it is. People are starting to realize the truth, especially since with Trump blocking.
And I know people personally affected with it now. I do actually know somebody that, not from our state, and it hits home, man. You don't want to see none of your people go through any of that. I don't want anybody to get the flu, and that's what this is the Kung flu.
It is. So
all right,
thank
brother.
you again, John. I appreciate it.
Thank
and
you.
I'll see you guys later.
Appreciate you. Bye.
Thank you, John. All right, guys. Well, that was John Whitworth from Bikers of Trump. Great guy. He'll get this up here. Definitely appreciate everything everyone's done. I know we kind of did a different route today, so I know I missed a few questions, and I guarantee you I will look over this weekend. I'll read all the comments. I'll definitely answer your questions on Monday. I want everybody to know I definitely appreciate everyone's support. It's definitely heartwarming. So if you guys need anything, if you know any elderly or anyone who is scared and doesn't want to go grocery shopping but needs food, needs their prescriptions picked up, whatever the case is, contact me and my team, and we'll be more than happy to do it for you. We will take precautions. We'll leave it on your doorstep. We will Lysol it all before we leave. So again, if you guys need any help, let us know. We'll do everything we can. I'll make sure Timothy's there Monday, Miss Lala. So we'll definitely will. But again, if you guys need anything, contact me. My phone number is 330-531-1007. I'm not afraid to post my personal phone number. I have since day one. If you guys need anything, contact me. And with that being said, I want to say God bless you all. Stay safe, and God bless America.